Welcome back to PJ Chen Design. This is PJ. Are you interested in organic form for 3D model? Today I would like to use Rhino 3D software SubD feature to create these beetles in organic 3D modeling. Are you ready? Let's get started. Alright, to starting this, there are a few parts in this SubD tool. I quickly to make this, you can make it more detailed. This stone setting is done into the regular Rhino nerve, and the rest of it is done with the SubD. As you can see, I have a one size darker, one size lighter. So that means this part has been done and kind of reflected, which is similar like a Rhino mirror to the other side. Okay, that's starting from the scratch. You can use the command for picture. And then with the picture, you can find any of the reference. I found a few online and just want to grab in one here just for the reference and for the size. The way that you are going to get into the SubD is you can have the SubD menu here from the drop-down menu, or you can having a SubD tool right here. We're going to start in some basic form, so I'm going to use this SubD box tool. On the preset, you have a count for X, Y, and Z for 2 and 2 and 2. So we're going to draw something similar like that. It's more like a square box for about this high. And then once we have it, then we are going to use this as a body. I like to use the align tool to align to the centers, and then we are going to hit 0 right here. So this will be right in the center. We kind of need to modify this a little bit. On the face selection right there, I'm going to select things on the bottom and just using my gumballs to scale it down a little bit, and then you can bring it down so to make it more rounder, close to the shape. I can also use the edge tool and kind of pulling this up so it will get a little bit rounder, and then we want to get the basic shape first to close to what the beetles that we have here. So on the top here, we need to have another piece right here so we can have the caving. The easiest way I found is actually create additional surface. So with this, I'm just gonna drag with my gumball so you can see there's a extrusion coming out. With this extrusion, I'm going to pick up those edges right here, right in the middle, and I'm just going to moving it back like this. You may have this point right there, that's okay. We can pick up this one and also pick up this one. We're holding the shift and kind of bring them together so it will be rounder. So that's how we get this shape right there. You can continue to shape it, maybe this one here and this one here. I want them to be lower, to be more rounder, and drag it out or drag it in to fitting into the shape better. And I noticed that the point might need to be a little bit more pointed, so I'm going to drag it those curve on the bottom. So now we have the top part is done. We can also take a look on the right view. So far it's like a box looking, but we do need to have the tail right here to be thinner. So I'm going to bring in something like that. In the middle, I want it to be puffier, so it's more like a beetles. And this one too, it's going to be puffier right here. So we're gonna bring up like this. I can also turn on this to the ghost view. Alright, so we get the basic form. On the bottom, I actually want them to be flat. So I'm going to pick up the vertex and pick up everybody on the bottom, and using the gumball, just type it 0 here. So they will be flat, and I can move it up a little bit. So that way it will be more flatter. Okay, so we don't need that thick, and we can actually make them even flatter and cut it completely flat if you want to with the Rhino, and then we can kind of adjust things like this. Okay, so once you have the basic shape and then you like everything, you look at the perspective and everything look alright to you, then we want to creating this middle part of the body. Again, I'm going to use the SubD for the box tool, and with this box tool, it'll look like my pieces are floating there. We can just select none and have this one and this one. We want to align to the bottom on my right view and type it 0 so they will be the same level. Okay, so now again on the top view, we want to look at this one. We do want to create something more rounded on the top, so I'm going to again grab it this curve to bring up so it will be rounder. I'm going to bring this one, and maybe I'm gonna go with the wireframe and pick up this one, and I'm going to going up so it will be more pointed. something like this over there, so that will fitting into this area. I may also need to make it smaller. I think it's a bit too big. So for the SubD, you kind of need to tweak it and moving around. It's not gonna having exactly the same result every time. So you just need to play with it. Now looking at this, still is too big, so I'm going to scale it down and try to see if I can fitting into this space. Right in the middle, I might want it to be a little bit wider, so I might want to scale it up 1D to have it fit in there. So I think I got really close here. Proportionally seems a little bit too long, so I'm going to 1D scale everybody at once and something like this. Okay, if we take a look on our perspective, this is what we have. Now we done the top view, we want to take a look on the side view. Apparently this is a 2-box looking, so we want to select this, bring it down first, and then I do want the middle part right here to be more rounded, so I'm going to bring it up where too close to the mouse. They need to be more pointed and more like this way. This might need to rotate it direction a little bit so it will fit better on our profile. Now I don't know what the side view look like, but it's just kind of a general guessing. Alright, so if that worked for you, and maybe this one coming up a little bit, you're going to see me like a tweaking here and there. Just want to make sure that they are in the right place. Alright, so now we have this. We need to creating something in the middle. It looked like it has really deep carving or recessed area right there. We are not trying to create exactly the same, but we want to create something similar. Okay, so you can see that because I'm using the box, so I have the same count on the left side and the right side on my model. The next one, we are going to use the bridge to connect them together. The bridge command only apply to the both sides. They need to be the same stuff, either the curve, the edge, or the faces, and they need to be the same number. In my case, I'm going to select the faces with the same number. So the first set is going to be 1, 2, and it's hard to select in there. You kind of need to rotate it. 3 and 4. That will be my first set, and hit enter. Now it's asking you what is the second set, so we're going to pick 1, 2, 3, and coming in this angle for 4. Okay, and then you hit enter. Notice that it is connected, but I do want it to have more of the caving looking. Currently we have a segment for 1, which is it only have 1 face in between. I want to increasing the segment. The more you increasing, you're gonna see this really harsh edges there, and 2 will be fine, and let's click OK. So now I will have a connection or something look like this. We can continue to edit to see if that is what we're looking for. If you do want it to be cave in more, what you can do is you can pick up this one, and then double click on the neighbor, then you will select the whole things. Once you select the whole thing, and you can 3D scale it down, and then you will cave in a little bit more, right? If that is what you're looking for. I think all I need to do is having this one and just have them move it down, so then I will have that more obvious. And then I may want to have this one and kind of move it down like this, so the line is pretty obviously. Now you can see on this side, for example, maybe what I wanted to do is moving in a little bit and tilt it. So you can kind of play with it until you got the shape that you want. Okay, now look like this is kind of a caving there. I can simply just grab one of the vertex and kind of bring it up right there. Okay, now once we have this and we are looking at it, if the shape is what you're looking for, we also need to have something in the middle to separate the wing there. There's no line for us to do that. Look like the entire body proportion may not be correct. Let me put this on top of this and enlarge, something like that. So I need to do some additional editing. So I wanted to pick up the edges right there and kind of scale it down a little bit, and look like the whole thing need to bring it down right here. And I may also need to have the body coming a little bit like this. All right, I think that will fit better. All right, so what we need to do now is to creating a center line like this. There's a one line in the crevices right here in the middle. So I'm going to move this out. It doesn't look too right. I think it's like way too pointed. Going to move this back and moving this line down a little bit rounder. So you kind of need to tweak it, the form here and there, and to find the right things. Anyway, come back to here. We need to have a line right in the middle. So what I like to do now is getting a really sharp line in the middle. But if you just go ahead to move this line, let me show you. Using this, like you can pick up this curve here and here. Whatever that you move, the whole thing is going to moving. So we actually need to increasing some faces there. I'm going to use the command for the inset, and I'm gonna pick it up the faces from here, 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 and also this bottom one, maybe this one as well. And I want to insert in there to make it have additional faces. So now I insert in there, as you can see I have more the edges right there that I can edit. So now you see I put the some additional faces there, then I have a lot more to edit. It's so far not symmetrical, so I'm going to use the commands called reflect, and it's going to pick up this object. We want to reflect it with the y-axis, and now we want to click on the right side of the y-axis and then hit enter. So now the right side will reflect to the left side. As you can see right now, you have the white color and the darker color. So whatever you do on the right side, which is the white color, it will reflect to the other side. With this curve right now that we have, I can simply just picking up not a curve, the edges right here, and having this edge kind of moving down a little bit, something like this. Very quickly, you're going to see there's a line there. But our shape is getting a little bit harder on the corner. So if you don't want that hard corner, you can just pick it up, the curve over here, and curve here, 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 and all the way down to the bottom. I just want to delete those, so you will come back with the round curve. If you feel like this is like a way too pointed, which I feel like that too, I'm going to delete this line to make it back to round. Now on the top, if you take a look again, like this might be too pointed there. So what we can do is we can pick up this curve all over, and I just want to 1D scale it down to bring it lower, and maybe 1D scale in this way. So that will still maintain the shape as close as what we want. Okay, let's take a look on the render view and see if that is a line that you're looking for, and if that is, and that's fine. It's kind of caving there, but that's fine. I can set a stone right there. That's the intention. Now we have the body, we just need to do the head. Instead of building another head, I want to show you another technique. Instead of just building another one and bridge together, we can pick up this surface right here, or faces, and then we can extrude it like that. Because it's a reflex, so it's extruded together on both sides. I'm going to extrude it one more time, and extrude it one more time. So I'm extruded 3 times to give me some area to work with, and then I just want to scale it down. Maybe not too much there, but with this one I can scale it down a lot more. So then we have this shape there. Look like the body need to be a little bit more there, so I might need to have them come back, something like that, so we get this shape over there. It's up to you, like how you want to reshape it. I'm going to just pick them up, bring them down, maybe tilt it a little bit. Not really. Okay, so you can continue to edit it, like make this even smaller if you want to. Something like this. All right, whichever look like that. Now what I also want to make sure the bottom is flat one more time. I'm going to pick it up, everybody on the bottom for the vertex, and just like bring in the same level, so there will be something like this. All right, I will leave you for keep tweaking. Let's just want to show you another way to get additional form on this. Let's work on the leg here. We are going to use the cylinder from the SubD, and I'm going to set it up vertical for 6, around the faces for 8, and that's coming here to draw a circle at the front view and move it to the top view to get something like this. Now you can make them a little bit taper by picking out some faces and then kind of scale it down, and so you'll get some sort of a form like this. Right, so this might need to go in, this might need to go in a little bit more, so we can create something like this. I also wanted these things to be caving inside, so I'm going to pick up those faces right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm going to extrude it out and extrude it out one more time. And by scale this down a little bit, I'm going to moving inside, so that way you have this caving looking things. All right, once we have this one, I may want to kind of rotate them, and sometimes instead of rotate, you can pick up all the vertex, and we can use the command for bend. So I'm going to bend it from here to here and going something like this. Right now you can go ahead to make it more organic shape if you want to. It doesn't have to be like a cylinder looking thing, and then you can go ahead to adjust it. Right, you can picking on the faces, you can picking on the point to adjust them to fit what you like. So I'm going to stop in tweaking here, and in fact I need to continue to tweaking it because it doesn't look too good. So what I wanted to do, also change another way by using this curve to make something like more organic shape. You can be creative because this is a lake. Consider the casting, you don't want it to be like way too thin. Okay, so that is the lake that I have. You can have the whole thing and moving into the place that you want. That's temporary, put it here and take a look at if the proportion look good. I intentionally make it like a super big because just want to consider if the casting will come out. All right, another thing that we can do with the lake, simply we can creating another cylinder, and we don't need like whole lot. Like for example, I want to show you another way. It's building a cylinder with the last vertex. So let's say I wanted to have like just 4, and we want to do something like this with the 4. The reason I don't want to bring too much is because I do want to have a more control and have them to go exactly where I wanted to do. So for example, the first one, I want them to go like this. And then after that, I'm going to pick up all the faces right here and just extrude it. And then just extrude it. And then I can pick up this one, for example, for the edges and just go in like this, right? If that worked good to you or for you, you can continue with this method. I'm just gonna pick up the faces and just extrude it one more time and just extrude it 2 more times. And right here, I'm going to pick up here and to caving like this. Right, so you get an idea for what I'm trying to do here is trying to kind of work in the real time, right? And of course, the kind of coming into the point, so I can pick up all of this and scale them down, bring them down, something like this. Again, you can kind of bend each individual of them, or you can pick up all the vertex and you can pick up all of them. And I want to using the bend command to bend them in the way like this. All right, and of course, like the whole thing, it's going to connect it from here to here, look like something there. All right, so we have one lake right here about this place. I want to get it close to the body as possible just for the casting purpose. And I'm going to have another one right here and just tilt it. All right, and then something like this. You can have this connected if you want to. It's actually better for the casting. All right, and the third one, I'm gonna have you to do that, but basically this one that have not a right angle, right? So I basically just want to mirror to the other side and using this one instead. So that'll be the right angle for something look like this. I know it's not the same like a picture, but just want to get something similar. Okay, once you have everything, you can pick up everybody and we just need to mirror to the other side like this. And that will be a good pendant. Notice that they are not on the same level. So I just want to select all of them. And then we want to use the align tool to align to the bottom and want to align with the body too. All right, so then that will be the beetles. And you can go ahead to set a stone right in the middle on that where the cave area. And I might need to make the stone a little bit higher. This could be a nice pendant or the charm. How do you like this SubD for organic 3D modeling? If you'd like to know more about the SubD and how do you easily to create this organic form, check out my SubD course listing on my website, and the link is also in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.